Hello, everyone. I'm Crescent Dragonwagon, and I'm here in part with the question that an awful lot of us are asking ourselves, asking each other, will it be okay? Besides us asking that question of each other, this is a book that I wrote in 1977. I was asking, will it be okay back then? Because, that's what we human beings do. Life is one challenge after another. It changes all the time what those challenges are. Sometimes it feels more serious than at other times, but it is one of the human questions. Will it be okay? And one of the great gifts that we give to each other is not only just reassuring that it might be, but helping come up with ways to make it okay. Now, my own feeling is that childhood is rarely easy. It's often perplexing for children. And as much as we would like to spare our kids things that they're afraid of, it's better to deal with them head on. And indeed, the mother in this book is able to do that. Now look at these wonderful pictures in this new edition. They're by Jessica Love, and I am so pleased with them because she doesn't, her children, when they're naughty, when they're mad, when they're sad, when they're scared, you see those things. They're not all sentimentalized and sweetened where they're not. So the summer that I wrote this book originally, I had two significant things happen to me. I went to an international philosophical study group that was in Austin, Texas, and it was done in Socratic method. People would ask questions and the teacher would answer. And it was so fascinating to me. And then I went from there to Palo Alto, California. I had a scholarship to study with the late Ira Prokof and learn a technique called dialoguing, which also dealt with the back and forth of conversation. It was also, in a sense, Socratic. So I had those two question and answer things, and coming out of my Ira Prokof dialoguing class, this book, in essence, it almost wrote itself. And it came out with very much sweeter, quieter toned illustrations by Ben Schechter in 1977. But when the pandemic arrived and there was lockdown, I began reading a book each night out loud on Facebook. My husband, Mark Graff, was holding the pictures. And the first book I chose to read was Will It Be Okay? Because I thought, these are times when everybody is scared and no one knows what's happening. And I need to, this would be a reassuring book. And after I read it out loud, I thought, this book, it's timely, and I hope it's timeless as well. And I think it could have another life. So I updated it very slightly, rewrote it just a little bit, sent it out, and it was accepted by Cameron, a division of Abrams, and they got the wonderful Jessica Love. A lot of people think the author picks the illustrator. No, the art director, unless they're self-publishing, if you're published by a traditional publisher, the art director picks at least one person, usually several, and you kind of get to weigh in on it, but you don't pick them out. And I was thrilled that Jessica Love was going to do it. And when I saw the pictures, I was even more thrilled. And so this is the book. This is the book. And I thought that I might go ahead and just read it to you before it's, well, right now is when I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to say before, I'm going to say it right now. And if it is in fact both timely and timeless, hopefully it will touch you just at the moment that you need to hear it. All writers hope that there are people out there that have some little hole in them that is the perfect shape for their book to fill. And we maybe don't write it with that in mind. I write out of my own. I mean, I'm both the mother and the kid in this. I wonder continually if it will turn out okay. But so having done that, however, one hopes it will find a resting place in readers. And so here we go. I will read it out loud to you. Will it be okay? Yes, it will. But what if there is thunder and lightning? You sit at your window and watch the rain beating down over the houses and the streets in the dark night. You see how special it is because the lightning shows the rainy sky and countryside and all the city. You pay attention because the loud thunder is calling you, saying, look, look, the earth is receiving a deep, long drink. But what if there is snow? Lots and lots of snow. Well, you put on your red leggings and your orange boots and your pink coat and your plaid scarf and your yellow hat and your fake fur earmuffs and 2 pairs of striped mittens, one on top of the other. I love this picture where she's pulling on the boots there. I really love this image of this little girl, feisty. But what if we plant a garden and nothing, not even the cabbages come up? We go to the nursery and we buy 7 tomato plants just in case. When we come home, we dig 7 holes in the garden and put a tomato plant and compost in each one. We pat the earth around each tomato plant and pour a bucket of water around each one too, to make them feel at home. Then we go inside and read a book. When we come out again, there is a tiny row of cabbage seedlings, and also the bush beans have come up. But what if a bee stings me? You run to the kitchen and I rub a piece of raw onion back and forth over the sting. You say, a piece of onion, that's silly, that won't work. But it does. But what if I am mad at everyone? You run away. You pack raisins, walnuts, oranges, crackers, and a flashlight in a red bandana. You knot its 4 corners together and you tie it to a stick. You walk and walk until you come to the park. You stay all afternoon sitting by yourself under a tree and then on a bench, and then you swing, pushing yourself so hard. You go up so high, you make a song to yourself about singing about being a bird. When you come home again, you are not mad at everyone. But what if someone doesn't like me? You feel lonely and sad. You walk and walk until you come to a small pond. You kneel in the grass by the edge of this pond and you see something move. You put out your hand and a tiny frog, no bigger than your thumbnail, hops into it. Very carefully, you lift your hand to your ear and the frog whispers, other people love you. Other people like you. Maybe that person will like you again, maybe not. In any case, you're likable and lovable, and it is all right. Because a frog tells you this, you believe it. But what if I forget my lines in the school play? You make up new ones then and there. And later, everyone will say, what a wise and sensible child. She forgot her lines, so she made up new ones. But what if nobody likes the way I dance? You go dancing in the woods, alone in the crackling leaves. One day you meet someone else dancing in the woods, dancing in the leaves. You dance together, you throw leaves on each other, you gather leaves into a big pile and jump into them. Then you go home and draw pictures and drink cocoa with whipped cream. But what if you die? My loving doesn't die. It stays with you as warm as two pairs of striped mittens, one on top of the other. When you remember you and me, you say, what can I do with so much love? I will have to give some away. So, you love thunder and lightning. You love snow, planting cabbages, and bees. You dance with other people in the leaves and are in plays with them and run away with them and read books with them and get mad at them and make up with them. You love them and they love you, and you eat raisins together. So it will be okay. Yes, my love, it will. It will be okay. Thank you so much. And I hope when there are things that you are afraid of or worried about, I hope that you have someone to tell you that it will be okay. And if you don't have someone else, you always have one person. You have yourself, and you can tell yourself that it will be okay. And on that note, I send you a hug and a kiss, a hello and a goodbye, and the wish that we all continue to make it closer to okay for ourselves and each other. Thank you so much.